Hello. I got a bunch of... Yeah. I'm just not gonna explain that. This is a guitar tour. Video. We're gonna go through my guitars. We're gonna start with the silly ones, and then we're gonna move to the more serious ones. Okay, so this is the first one. It's a Fender, if you can believe it. It's a toy. This is for a game called Rock Band. Those are actual plastic strings that react when you strum them. And then there's like 150 billion buttons or something. Yeah, pretty brutal. I don't know, I'm not a guitar guy. It's also a functional controller, so there's your buttons here, and there's a little D-pad there. I have not used this actually. I bought this because it's a MIDI controller. You can plug a MIDI to USB right there. You can play whatever on this thing. And I saw a YouTube video of someone doing it, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat. At the time, I think this was $60 at its cheapest. I think these were like 30 bucks. They don't make them anymore. So if you spot one, grab it, because the price is just gonna keep going up. I paid double what it was worth. I've seen them selling for like 90 bucks now. I say now, but last time I checked was months ago, so it could be horrible. It could be good. Could have turned around. I doubt it though. That's number one. Here's number two. Ow, I done hit me knee with it, Charles. So this is a banjo. I don't know the kinds. I've had a friend confirm to me that it is broken, so it cannot function as a normal banjo, but it's still kind of fun to play around on. The first one, I didn't play you anything because it doesn't play music. It's a toy. If I strum the strings, you're not gonna hear. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. This one, I can strum it for you. It's not gonna sound very good. I have not tuned it. I don't even know how to tune it. I don't know what the tuning would be. I'd have to look all this stuff up. My grandma, and I've never learned to play it. Only 4 strings, simpler than your typical instrument, I would say. I haven't played it much. These strings are very old, very, very old, years and years and years old. That's instrument number 2. This is my banjo. It sits around, kind of funny. I don't know how to play it. It would be a little funnier if I like could just bust something out, but I can't. I cannot bust anything out on any instrument, unfortunately. I've learned no bustable pieces of music. We're moving on to number 3. It's an actual electric guitar. This is my second guitar ever. My first guitar was an acoustic guitar, and I left that in California when I moved out of California. It's broken. Don't know when it broke, but it don't play right. Let's listen to the E string. Yeah, that's not very good. The neck is cracked is what's going on here. Right at the first fret. Neck crackage. I took it to a Guitar Center to have it cleaned up. I didn't realize it was actually broken. And the guy called me and he's like, yeah, what you need is gonna cost a whole lot more. He's like, we don't have a service package for what you need. So all he did was put new strings on it for me. He charged me $25. So this has probably the newest strings of any of my instruments, funnily enough. I do like it has 4 knobs. My other guitars, you'll see, only has 2 knobs. 4 knobs is cool. If I could somehow do the magic to move the stuff in here over to my other Les Paul style guitar. It's a Maestro. It's not a Gibson Les Paul. This is a Maestro collaboration style. So I still like this guitar. I keep it around just because I like how it looks. It's probably cheaper than the 2 other guitars I'm about to show you. I would guess it's cheaper. I don't know. I haven't found one online that looks like this one to compare it to. But yeah, it's got that starburst or sunburst color. I can't remember exactly what they call it. I have plugged it into an amp and messed around with it before, which is pretty neat. I've plugged it into my computer and messed around with it before, which is pretty neat. I don't know how to play the guitar, so this is kind of a funny video. First, electric guitar. If you know anything about guitar necks, tell me, because I believe these Les Pauls have bolt-on necks. I think I can just buy a new neck. I think I can buy one on Amazon for about $90 US. That's what I think. Will it sound like shit? I don't know. I don't know anything about truss rods, right? I assume this thing has a truss rod in it. If I take this little plate off, there's gonna be a thing there I can adjust with an Allen key. I don't know why people do that or when to do it or if I should be doing it. Don't know nothing about that. I've been meaning to look it up and then I haven't. The whole guitar hobby keeps escaping from me. We'll talk about why perhaps more in the future. Yeah, that's guitar number 3. Guitar number 3. Or, depending on how you look at it, this is guitar guitar number 1, right? This is the first one. So let's get the second one. Here's the story behind this guitar. I went to go take that last guitar to Guitar Center, and the guy said, oh, it's broken. And I was like, well, I'll just buy a guitar then. I felt like I was ready for a guitar. So I was like, is there a guitar here? And this guitar, like $200. I was like, sure, give it to me. Give me that $200 guitar. I don't care. So here's my $200 guitar. It's in a $200 case that's shaped like a coffin. A little hard to see on this small thingy. The case is nice. I think the case cost a little bit more than the guitar, I'm not gonna lie. The guitar was real cheap. Here's the guitar. It's very lightweight, which I love. It weighs so much less than that other Les Paul style. So this is a Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 is what they call it. Don't know the name of the last one. So it's got this matte black wood stain finish that I enjoy. 2 knobs and the switch right in between the knobs instead of the switch up here. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really care. I bought a strap the day I bought it, but the strap's on the next guitar. So there's the top, the Epiphone headstock. I really like how light this guitar is. It's so light, it's amazing. And it's thin. I know very little about guitars, but I do know that Les Pauls tend to be on the thicker side. So I don't have an amp set up in here, and even if I did, I don't know how to play anything, so wouldn't be much to show you, unfortunately. But I do like this guitar. Everything, for my ear, as far as I can tell, everything sounds great. I am a beginner hobbyist. So if this is trashy, if it turns out like this is kind of a shitty guitar, it doesn't sound very good, it doesn't bug me none. I've played this quite a bit, so I got a guitar, and then instead of taking lessons like probably normal people should, I bought this application on Steam called Rocksmith, and I just plug this into that and I play Rocksmith. Now you need a special cable for that. I think I spent $30 on the cable. $30 on the cable, $200, $199 on the guitar, $30 on the strap. You'll see the strap. The strap's coming. I use it like a toy. I use it like a controller. Like the controller I showed you. That's how I ended up using this. Now I thought for a while that this had MIDI, this cable gave you MIDI capabilities, so I could just use a guitar like I was going to use that toy anyway, but that turns out to actually not be the case. I was wrong. The real tone cable does not turn anything into a MIDI controller. There are things that do that. There are things that can let you do that. This just, the thing I bought ain't one of them, unfortunately. But yeah, I do like this guitar a lot. I like how it doesn't weigh practically anything. Yeah, real cheap. Sounds great. You can throw it around. I keep it in this coffin case, this hard case, because I know I'm not going to be playing these things. I know myself. I know I'm like, well, I'll get back into that in a while. And then a while can be like 6 months, you know? It's probably out of tune. That's not as out of tune as I thought it would be, but I don't have a great ear for these things. I wanted to get my next guitar in the same color. We're moving on to the next one now. We'll talk about my distractibility in the future. That's not what this video is about. This is a guitar tour video. This is my bass. I bought this bass. They had a 4th of July sale. This was like a $250 guitar bass. It has active and passive pickups. This is also a fairly light guitar. You see the color, this matte red stain. Very nice, I like it. Pretty thin. It's just a hair heavier than that Epiphone. And this is a Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. So I got the Fender controller toy. I got the Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 guitar. Then I got this Jackson, I don't even remember what this thing's called. Guy from Shice Squad. What's up, Guy from Shice Squad? Now, I've played this a little bit less than the guitar, and mostly, again, just on Rocksmith. I told you, Shice Squad guy, that I was playing tabs for The Outcast. I would play the lick for you right now, but it's been too long. I forgot how to do it. I was lying. It wasn't tabs. I was just playing it on Rocksmith. And from what little I've played this, it's my favorite instrument. It's a whole lot of fun. I can show you my strap, by the way. The colors aren't so great in here. It's like this neon, trippy sort of weird imagery. I think it's upside down. My apologies. Yeah, trippy imagery. I love that sort of stuff. I saw other black guitars that I was thinking about getting, but I ran into this active passive pickup issue where it's like, oh, it'll run out of battery and then you can't play it. This one was switchable, which made it more expensive, but on the 4th of July sale, it was like $50 off. So this is also like a $200 guitar at the end of the day. I don't know much about it, but it's fun. It's fun. To me, it sounds good. I do love this thing. Those are all my guitars. Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry, I don't feel comfortable playing anything. Maybe one of these days I'll have Rocksmith all set up. I'll record like a little OBS side by side. You can see me playing and you can see Rocksmith recording. Maybe I'll do one of those kind of things. Or maybe one day I'll start a band and we'll rule the world. Don't count on that one. Thanks for watching though.